La noche se acabó, pero tengo otra vez contigo. Le doy gracias a Dios, siempre pasándolo contigo en la playa, devorarte como el sol de la mañana, viajando todo el día sin drama, solo tú y yo. Un día bonito lleno de alcohol, tomar un shot para ti, un shot para mí, un shot. Un día bonito lleno de alcohol, tomar un shot para ti, un shot para mí, un shot. Siempre lo pasamos bien lindo, lindo. Un verano contigo lindo, lindo. Ey. Me fui de vacaciones, baby, me perdí, buscando el sabor que encontré en ti. Canela con dolor de Bacardi, lo sentí. Baby, me tiene desenfocado, viendo doble, bien borracho, demasiado jodido contigo. Pasándome contigo en la playa, devorarte como el sol de la mañana, viajando todo el día sin drama, tú y yo. Un día bonito lleno de alcohol, tomar un shot para ti, un shot para mí, un shot. Un día bonito lleno de alcohol, tomar un shot para ti, un shot para mí, un shot. Un día bonito, bonito, un día bonito, bonito. Pasándolo contigo en la playa, devorarte como el sol de la mañana, viajando todo el día sin drama, solo tú y yo. Un día bonito lleno de alcohol, tomar un shot para ti, un shot para mí, un shot. Un día bonito lleno de alcohol, tomar un shot para ti, un shot para mí, un shot. Un día bonito lleno de alcohol, tomar un shot para ti, un shot para mí, un shot.
Hi everyone. So sorry about the delays. My goodness, like the news has been coming in thick and fast, like so many things. And I've been trying, like everybody else, to figure out exactly what is going on. And I wanted to give it some time for more details to come through. But I'm just going to say what I think most of us who have been out here on these royal streets thought when the news initially broke. That there's something very fishy about this whole thing. And there are signs of things that we have seen before. The timing, some of the language that's being used, the way the press is behaving. But we're going to get into it because I want to try and give a fair and balanced view. But it's just so obvious that there are just some weird things going on here with this whole issue with Sentebale. But let me just get a couple of other things out of the way first so we can do a good deep dive. Right, first things first, let's start with some positive things and then we'll get to the deep dive, okay? First things first, Megan posted on the As Ever Instagram again, and a whole bunch of her friends have been sharing the As Ever raspberry jam. So should be any day now, I think. They've been giving us content. Please do go and follow the As Ever official Instagram if you're not following. Meghan's Instagram has, I think, like 2.6 million followers. And the As Ever, I think it's just over 700,000 now or something. Let's try and get As Ever to 1 million. I noticed that Meghan's account seems to grow more when she posts reels, which makes sense because I think reels gets a lot more exposure on the algorithm. Also, Meghan also added a new edit to her Shop My page, the wedding edit. And these are the actual items that she used on her wedding day. Daniel, who's her makeup artist and longtime friend, actually did a interview where he talked about this and he said the exact products that he used. Mostly Dior because he was working with Dior at the time. This particular collection had just come out, and also Toucher. I think he's a creative director or something. He has some kind of top position at Toucher Beauty, and he also said that his go-to is like the MAC eyeliner. So if you're looking for a new eyeliner, go and check out the beauty edit. And also, congratulations to Rebecca at the Duchess of Sussex Instagram handle. She has been running that page, I think, since just before the wedding. And it's now got over 500,000 followers. And Meghan actually reposted a reel from her page. So congratulations to her. I really, really think that she deserves it. Not just because she's been so consistent, literally since like 2016. We've actually met in person. Very, very beautiful girl, inside and out. Let me tell you, some of the squaddies who you ain't never seen in real life, gorgeous. She's stunning. She looks like a model. And she's just been so consistent. Her content is so detailed. It's so well thought out. She's very quick to get the news out. So I'm super, super proud of her and super, super happy for her that Meghan actually has recognized her work like that. So well done to her. Well done to Rebecca. Next, just wanted to circle back a little bit to this whole Gwyneth and Meghan thing. Now, because I don't read the Daily Mail, I don't even look at the tabloid section of the grocery store that often. I didn't actually see this headline. I didn't know that the Daily Mail had actually done this. It is truly just pathetic. The Daily Mail. The Daily Mail should be abolished. There's no purpose for the Daily Mail if this is what's going to be on the cover. What's happening all the way across the Atlantic when there ain't a whole bunch of stuff happening right here? You put this on the cover. The Daily Mail is dopamine for the most miserable people in this country. That's what it is at this point. It's a drug. It's a drug. And anybody who reads it is addicted to misery. And certainly addicted to obsessing and hating. My goodness, something just happened to my computer. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, y'all. This weird video started playing in the background. I don't even know if you heard that, but it came on and it just shocked and surprised me. I'm so sorry. Don't worry, I am fine. I'm fine. A spider has not fallen on my head. There's no geckos running over the walls. I'm not in Bali anymore. Whew, that scared me. So sorry. I hope I didn't scare you. My gosh, I think I've like almost lost my trail of thought there. But yeah, this is what the Daily Mail is doing. And serving their readers, I guess. These people want to get sued again. I mean, Harry, the court case is coming into 2026. So I guess they're going to be on the bullying campaign all the way up until then. But if they don't already know that Harry and Meghan aren't going to back down, especially where they know that they're going to win, they're just wasting their time. I mean, what they have put Meghan through, and they still think that these bullying tactics are going to work. They're just making themselves look bad. Also, shout out to the new CCO for Harry and Meghan. I guess is that Chief Creative Officer, Meredith Maines. Her influence has already been seen, especially with the social media strategy. You can see it already. I think that Harry and Meghan finally had no shade to the former comms team, but I think that Harry and Meghan finally had the comms team that they deserve. So she put out a statement. She said, Meghan is embarking on a number of business ventures as an entrepreneur and working mum. The constant scrutiny is motivated by clickbait and systems that make sport out of attacking women. Meredith Main, CCO for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, tells us of the discourse around Meghan. I hope that readers pause and ask why publications are so interested in clicks at the expense of a founder, a woman, a mum who is creating and building as Meghan deploys her brand, show, and podcast. We're looking forward to partnering with outlets that want to understand the business story and the power brand building by a founder. Indeed. None of this nonsense. Right. I'll go through your comments and then we will get onto the Sentebale debacle. Some new and interesting details did come in. Yes, Visa, as ever, branding is beautiful. Has that like very luxurious feel. Sandra, use Dior foundation. How do you find it? Some of these luxury brands, I feel like sometimes they ride off of the coattails of the fact that they're very well-known brands like Dior, Giorgio Armani, but the formulation doesn't always, match the brand. So I'd be interested to know, how do you find the formulation for Dior? I tend to stick to like the old school fashion fair. Actually, I haven't used fashion fair in a while, to be honest. But like more old school brands that are like long standing and known for their formulation. Um yes, Heather. Fell creates fiction, not news reporting, indeed. Fan fiction from a bunch of losers. Yes, you wouldn't even wipe your bum bum with a Daily Fail. Tanya, you said, hello, Anne. During Prince Harry's last interview, he said he would not be starting any new charities. The way he said it triggered questions in my mind. Ooh, that's interesting. The way he said it, I think I might have to watch that back. It's interesting you felt that it triggered something in you because, I mean, Harry has so many charities. Why would he start more? And the Archwell Foundation pours into other charities. But if you spotted something in his demeanor, that's quite interesting. I'll look back at that. Sony, you still use Fashion Fair. Fashion Fair is bomb. I feel like I need to go back to Fashion Fair. I've been using Fenty and I feel like it's not doing for me what I need my makeup to do. Okay, on to the next thing. Right. Let's read this article from People because it has more details about what's going on. Oh, what's going on with this? Okay, so why this was published literally in the last few hours. Why Prince Harry, Prince Lesotho, and Sentebale trustees walked away from charity they couldn't continue in good conscience. So Prince Harry and Prince Siso of Lesotho and the board of trustees of Sentebale made the shocking decision to resign from the charity amid what has been characterized as a financial crisis and internal turmoil. On March 26th, the Duke of Sussex 40 and Prince Siso 58 announced a devastating decision to step down as patrons of the charity backing the trustees, who also resigned over a fallout with Dr. Sophie Chandauka after trustees asked her to resign. She brought a lawsuit against the charity which supports young people in Southern Africa. The Charity Commission, based in the UK, confirmed that they are investigating. So let's just have a look at that alone. So the trustees and the founders are backing down. So it's not like she's accusing one particular person or she has beef with one particular person. It seems like everybody, for some reason, has beef with her. The Sentebale source familiar with the situation tells people that Chandauka has placed significant legal and financial strain on Sentebale. According to the source, when she was appointed in July 2023, the organization was in a stable financial standing, but that changed under her leadership. So the organization was fine before she got there. Let's just note that. When the most recent fundraising deal collapsed in December 2024, internal discussions began about her stepping down. By February, the board formally requested her resignation, but Sophie allegedly refused. When trustees moved forward with a vote to remove her, she filed a legal challenge to block the process. The key turning point reportedly came when tensions arose between Sophie and a major funder of the Sentebale Polo Cup, the charity's flagship fundraising event. As a result of this breakdown in 2024, the 2024 match did not take place. Separately, Sophie hired external consultants at the cost of over $600,000. I'm sorry, but even for an organization as big as Sentebale, as prestigious as Sentebale, that is insane amount of money. That is an absolute insane amount of money to hire external consultants or a PR firm. Even if you're a prestigious organization and you're hiring one of the top PR firms, that is still an insane amount of money. Even like a top celebrity PR crisis person in Hollywood, you're talking maybe like $250K a year. But here we're looking at 600,000. To me, that alone is fishy. To develop new fundraising strategies and build relationships with potential donors, allegedly without securing board approval. Well, there you have it. If she didn't secure, if they find out and it comes up that that is actually true, that she was going to spend that amount of money for consultants without getting board approval, that's more than enough to say you need to leave. That is clear mismanagement of money. The trustees felt that they couldn't in good conscience continue to place legal and financial strain on the charity by it proceeding in court and chose to resign. Yeah, because this probably would have, if this actually goes to court, it will probably bankrupt the charity. And if the charity is already down 600,000 and maybe even more, if money was being mismanaged. When reached for comment, a representative of Sophie told people, first and foremost, like much of the content circulated yesterday, a lot of information being shared is untrue and defamatory in nature. When we are ready as an organization, we will share more detail regarding the events leading up to this point. Moreover, the board acts collectively on major decisions, and it would be inappropriate to assume decisions were made by one person. As previously said, legal action was taken because of the cover-up of issues relating to abuse of power, misconduct, mismanagement, bullying, harassment, misogyny, and misogynoir, amongst other concerns. Prince Harry's okay, let's okay, so Prince Harry set up Sentebale alongside his Prince friend in 2006 in memory of both of their late mothers. The pair said in a statement obtained by People, nearly 20 years ago, we founded Sentebale in honor of our mothers. Sentebale means forget me not in the local language of Lesotho, and it's what we've always promised for the young people we've served through this charity. Today is no different. With heavy hearts, we resign from our roles as patrons of the organization until further notice, in support and solidarity with the board of trustees who have had to do the same. It is devastating that the relationship between the charity's trustees and chair of the board broke down beyond repair, creating an untenable situation. By the way, now that polo match that apparently never happened, there was one that did, this one, and this incident happened. Do y'all remember this? I remember this because The Daily Fail at the time tried to paint this moment as Meghan being pushy. So what's happening here is Sophie comes across, she's like holding onto the cup. I don't know where she's trying to take it. And Meghan asks her twice or three times, please come in the middle, come in the middle, come in the middle. Because Harry has his hand around her and he's not letting go. But she's trying to get the cup straight in the middle. She's trying to put herself in the middle and put herself in between Harry and Meghan. And Harry's like, I ain't letting go of my wife. Go to my wife's left, please. And Meghan asks her 3 times, would you like to stand in the middle? So, and there were clearly issues even here. Anyway, so the statement goes on to say, these trustees acted in the best interest of the charity in asking the chair to step down while keeping the well-being of staff in mind. In turn, she sued the charity to remain in its voluntary position, further underscoring the broken relationship. We thank all the trustees for their service over the years. We are truly heartbroken. They've had to follow through with this act. What transpired is unthinkable. We are in shock that we have to do this, but we have a continued responsibility to Sentebale's beneficiaries. So we will be sharing all of our concerns with the Charity Commission as to how this came about. Although we may longer be patrons, we will always be its founders, and we will never forget what this charity is capable of achieving when it's in the right care. Former trustees Timothy Belcher, Mark Dyer, Audrey Kay, Dr. Kalelo, and Damien West said in their own statement, as a group of British and African trustees, we have made the difficult decision to unanimously resign as board members of Sentebale. We are deeply proud to have supported the visionary work of the founding patrons who founded Sentebale in memory of their mothers. Today's decision is nothing short of devastating for us all, but we see no other path forward as a result of our loss in trust and confidence of the chair of the board. So Sophie herself previously released a statement obtained by people following what the charity called a reconstructing of our board. She says, discerning readers will ask themselves, why would the chair of a board report her own trustees to the Charity Commission? Why would the High Court of England and Wales accept the application to hear the matter at all if the case had no merit? Sounds very Samantha Markley to me. She said, well, because beneath all the victim narrative and fiction that has been syndicated to press is the story of a woman who dared to blow the whistle about issues of poor governance, weak executive management, abuse of power, bullying, harassment, misogyny, misogynoir, and the cover-up that ensued. I could be anyone. She added, for me, this is not a vanity project from which I can resign when I am called to account. I am an African who has had the privilege of a world-class education and career. I will not be intimidated. I must stand for something. I stand for those other women who do not have the ways and means. Well, let's just assume that perhaps something, multiple things can be true. It could be well that she faced some kind of bullying. It could be well that there was some mismanagement of funds. It could also be true that she is a piece of work. Multiple things can be true at once. And I guess now that she has decided to actually take this to court, I guess it's going to come out. I mean, she has a very prestigious working history. Let's have a look. She has worked for, just give me a sec. She has worked for some of the biggest companies in the world: Meta, Morgan Stanley, the Virgin Group. She inherited a successful charity, but one that some concede had become reliant on the annual Sentebale Cup and a certain section of society dipping into their pockets. Well, it doesn't really matter where the money is coming from, as long as it's coming. And a hell of a lot of it with the association of Prince Harry. So to even get something like the Sentebale Polo Cup organized, and then you want to talk about a certain section of society dipping into their pockets, what very wealthy donors that are willing to donate to this amazing cause. According to one account, the charity survived the financial fallout of the COVID pandemic, largely thanks to pro bono performance by the pop star James Blunt, who was previously an army officer in the household chivalry, at the Cotswold home of the previous chair, Johnny Hornby. I mean, isn't this how most of these like big prestigious charities work? I mean, how else do you expect to get 10K, 20K, 100K type donations? Apparently, Sophie wanted to do it differently. Fundraising efforts would also now be focused more on the west coast of the US than the than the shires, according to one source. Okay, she wanted to do it differently, but the organization went into financial turmoil when she joined, apparently. And if she's decided to take it to court, well, I guess the court documents are going to show that, or maybe they won't. But I hope that she has her ducks in order if she's willing to literally take this to court. Last April, Lebec, so this is the consultancy firm that apparently cost $600,000, convened a reception panel discussion and intimate dinner to highlight Sentebale's impactful work at the Zaytinya restaurant at the Ritz-Carlton in Miami's South Beach. There was a visit by Harry to Lesotho and Johannesburg with executives from potential donors, including Google, insiders who have worked in Sentebale, so they could understand the move away from a bunch of white blokes. It was also one that chimed with the wider thinking in Africa about the role of Western charities. Professor Moyo at Wits Business School at the University of Johannesburg said, there is value in proximity. A number of times institutions fly in, almost like they are parachuting into the region. They struggle with localization, but also they struggle with understanding what the issues are, because culturally they may not be attuned to what's going on. That notion of the white gaze or parachuting in to solve people's problems. The problem for Sentebale, according to one insider, was that the strategy did not elicit the major donations that had been foreseen. Okay. Then Sophie sued the charity to remain in her voluntary position, according to a statement from Prince Harry's spokesperson. Well, if it's going to court, I guess we'll wait for those court documents and see what they say. Interesting change on Miss Sophie's Wikipedia page. I actually went and I checked on the Wikipedia history. So prior to the 26th of March, this was what was written on her Wikipedia page. Since qualification, Chandauka has worked on a number of high-profile transactions, including the attempted hostile takeover of the London Stock Exchange Group by the Macquarie Group, the acquisition of the Body Shop by L'Oreal, acquisition of Umbro, and the initial public offering. Now, this was added today, and that was actually taken off. In 2025, Prince Harry and Prince Siso resigned as patrons of the charity Sentebale, following Chandauka's own refusal to resign as chair. So interesting switch on her Wikipedia page. Y'all let me know in the comment section what you think about all of this. She didn't even have Sentebale in her bio, by the way. She didn't just like remove that recently. It wasn't there. Also, before I get to your comments, very interesting that Chris Ship and the Royal Rotarats now know and care what the word misogynoir means. Chris Ship tweeting, if you haven't heard the word misogynoir, it refers to anti-black racism combined with misogyny directed towards black women. That's a very explosive term to use against two princes, one black and one married to a biracial woman. An extraordinary and very personal row Now in the public domain. Oh, now you know what misogynoir is. For the last 8 years that y'all were pounding down on Meghan, you didn't know what misogynoir was. People who wrote article headlines like straight out of Compton. Now suddenly you will know what misogynoir means. When Harry's organization is under fire, now you know what it means. It's also interesting to note that Sophie is an MBE. She does have a Queen's Honor. She was given one in 2021. I don't actually have any confirmation of this, so I'm not saying this is fact. But some people are saying that she went to Earth. I was looking for pictures to see if she was there. I couldn't find any pictures. So if anybody has any like actual confirmation of this, that she was there, mind you, Earthshot was, I mean, it was in South Africa, so there's every chance that maybe she was there. I just haven't seen any pictures or articles or anything confirming that she was, is all I'm saying. She may have well been there. I just want to confirm that that's actually true. Because of all the BS that we have seen in the past, some people are wondering, you know, is there sabotage at play? When you get a Queen's Honor, when you get an honor, you have allegiance to the crown. It's interesting. It is very interesting. All of the tabloids, by the way, jumping on this story, you'll just better remember all of the drama with the other royal charities. Charities where we don't actually get a good idea of where the money and the impact, so where the money went and whether or not it was actually impactful. We actually get impact reports from Archwell every single year and have done since they were founded. All right, I'll get your comments. I want to know what you think. Like I said, multiple things could be true. She could have been bullied. She could also just be completely incompetent. Or one or the other could be true. Vanity, you said, I was surprised that they appointed her at first. Not because of her skills, but her involvement in some organization and position I don't name here. Is that Earthworm? Wonder who stays in a place where you're not wanted? Black Queen, she got backing from you know who. I mean, it kind of reeks of Samantha Markle, doesn't it? It kind of reeks of that. And also just in terms of the timing. Meghan flying high, just off the back of Invictus. Cookies and Cream, you said, I believe that Val family is behind the Sentebale mess. They want to destroy Harry and all of his project. They want him back in the UK, broken and destitute. I mean, William himself said Africa was his thing. Africa was William's thing, y'all. He wants Africa all for himself. Yeah, why are you suing a charity? Shouldn't she directly be suing individuals who, if they were bullying her or making her life hell? Shouldn't they be suing them directly, the individuals directly? Fatimata, you said the audacity of this woman makes me think that she has powerful backing. Maggie, the charity has been running well without her for 20 years. Why the change, indeed? Sylvia, you said she has ulterior motive for sure. If she worked with Boldy, then she may be planning to combine Sentebale funds with Boldy's project. Who knows? Leslie, 600K, that's insane. Did she have a connection with that consulting firm? Well, I believe the reasoning for her choosing that particular consultancy firm is because it's a female-led firm, but I think there's a little bit more to that. That is just that's just a stupid amount of money, because that's 600,000 that's not going to the beneficiaries, the people that actually need it, the people that this charity actually serves. You don't even have to spend like 50K to get a decent consultant or somebody that could do decent strategy. Honey, a 16-year-old TikToker could give you some good strategy. What are you spending 600K for? Vanity, you said, I read some communication sent out. It seems like a shift in the vision doubles with financial strategy. This could have been resolved if there is no ego. Mm-hmm. Susie, the charity can't run without trustees, so eventually Sophie will have to go. Indeed. I mean, everybody stepped down now. So she wouldn't go, so they all said, we go in. Are you lot really is Dr. Hammerhead her new nickname? Is that what Baron anointed her? I think I heard that in his last podcast. Antoinette, she has something to bind. Why would she not step down? This foundation has been going for 18 to 20 years, and she comes along, and now there's a big problem. What's the bet those consultants are her pals? So for 600K, I don't even think Eldman and Eldman charge that much, and they're like one of the top PR firms in the world. Sylvie, you said, I hope that Sentebale name is copyrighted and protected. Eternity. Who cares about her world-class education? Her education should have informed her that 600K is an exorbitant to hire consultants for a charity. That 600K took me the F out. I was just like, what? That's insane. 600K. I mean, 600K, you could hire a decent PR firm and a bunch of on-the-ground staff. But you want to pay that to a consultancy firm? Are you okay? Harry gave 1.3 million from his book sales, yeah. And she wanted to spend 600K on the consultancy firm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Fatimata, that's a good point. If she's so high and mighty, why not start her own organization? And then, why is she telling us her resume? Competence can be seen. We don't need sonnets. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she has an MBE. Suspect. Coincident. It's strange that she thought she could stand between Harry and Meghan. Yeah, if you actually watch the video, Harry's not moving. He's got his hand around his wife and he's not moving. Dolores, that woman has a voluntary position, not a permanent one. Indeed. Indeed. Yeah, this is another thing, Little Mac, that I did actually think about. I just didn't want to say it out loud. Anything to get Harry in a British courtroom. Because if this is now going to court, that'll be a whole story for the press, won't it? Another court case. This is one of the reasons why they wanted to drag Meghan's court case for so long and try and drag Meghan back to the UK. Didn't work. And if that's what this is, I don't think this will work either. Thank you so much, Kat Hullum. You said, I'll wait for future receipts. I'm thinking Warnock wants to be patron or the royal family are involved. Black Queen, why is the lawsuit in the British courts? Well, if she reported it to the Charity Commission, then that means Sentebale must have maybe the actual company structure is based in the UK. That's the only answer I could think of for that. Otherwise, you'd have no basis to report it to the Charity Commission here. If I look up Sentebale, I don't know if it'll be on Company's House or like where it would be. Sentebale. Yeah, it looks like, give me a sec. Yeah, so the address for the charity is based in England. It's based in England. So that's why. Lydia, who brought her into this charity, for goodness sake? Who introduced her? Good question. I wonder if William will come forth and team up with her, since the two princes who started to quit. I mean, listen, if she does, that will be the most obvious sign that this whole thing is a setup. It will be the most obvious sign. And listen, she better know she will get dragged out here on these internet streets. If we see her with William after this, getting hired, then we'll all know. We won't even need the court receipts. Jojo, you said, even if she wanted to get more funding from African donors, she could have gradually moved to that model, but falling out with people who fundraise each year through the polo tournament is sabotage. Yeah. I mean, I see the point. You want more people from the continent. You want more people who feel closer to the cause. Well, you can actually have both. You still need like big money donors from other directions. And at the end of the day, their money is doing what it's meant to do. And I don't get me wrong, I get it. I think that's a very good point when it comes to these big Western charities and the Western gaze. I totally get it. The whole thing about the Western gaze and the way in which Africa is presented. I get all of that 100%, and I think you can have a balance of trustees who donate to the work. But perhaps a part of it is also just educating those trustees who maybe aren't as close to the communities, or maybe aren't as who don't understand the culture. I think you can find a good balance of both. Okay. Moonstone, who are these consultants? I actually looked up the consultancy firm. They are legit. Here's the website if you want to have a look at them. They're legit. They work with some pretty big companies, actually. Sentebale's logo is on their website. Okay. I feel like more details will come out about this in the coming days and weeks. In other royal news, Charles was meant to go visit the Pope. According to one of the royal rota rats, Roy Nika, the king and his horse's state visit to the Holy See has been postponed due to Pope Francis needing to rest and recover for an extended period. The state visit to the Republic of Italy will continue, but with some potential changes to their program. Listen, that man isn't ill. He didn't want to see Camilla. That's the truth. He didn't want to see Camilla. I mean, Camilla's smile, that would just make you more ill. And this man, as old and fragile as he is, he doesn't need any more stress. This is just an excuse to not see Camilla. Charles apparently also tried to take donors on his state visit. Free meeting with the Pope if you give me more of your money. As if I don't already have enough. What does he need more money for? But yeah, meeting with the Pope cancelled, but they're still going to go and visit Italy. I am always for a good little royal tour, only because you just know Camilla is going to do something to make herself look foolish, and I'm here for it. I've never been more invested in royal tours because it's always a mess. And last but not least, Willie, apparently that there's no football matches for him to go to. So instead, he wants to troll his sister-in-law. Now, do you all remember when Jeremy Clarkson wrote that article in The Sun saying that Meghan should have feces thrown at her? And his article was found to be sexist by the press regulator, and he had that published in The Sun the day after he had dinner or lunch, I think it was, with Camilla. Well, he's now going to appear on Clarkson's farm. William revealed that Prince George is a fan of the show, which is filmed on former Top Gear presenters Jeremy Clarkson's diddly squat farm in Oxfordshire. Sticking to his audience that loves him, I guess. They love stuff like this. Am I surprised? No. They always want to get close to the people who are bashing and bullying Meghan. And here he is, going to be on Jeremy Clarkson's farm, shooting a whole show on farming. Farming is and the farmers is quite a hot topic at the moment in the UK. Now, is William going to do anything for these people? No. But they'll invite him still and let him get his PR pictures while doing diddly squat. That is all I have to say for today. It is so late. I am so busy tomorrow and I need to get some sleep. But I appreciate y'all. If you're listening on replay, please do put your theories in the comment section. Let me know what you are all thinking about this. Like I said, multiple things could be true. I don't want to, I've given my theories, but I'm not stating my theories as fact. It could be the truth that this woman was bullied. It could be the truth that this woman is the bully. Both of those things could be true. But if she's taken it to court, I hope she has her ducks in order, because we'll find out one way or the other. The unfortunate thing about things like this, though, is that even if you look at, for example, Meghan's case with the Daily Mail and the letter that was released, right? The letter that she sent to her father, it's like it came out that it was unlawful for them to do that, but it's like they had spun a narrative. By the time Meghan even won her case, the damage was already done. And I hope this can be nipped in the bud a lot quicker so that we don't have the same situation. With that, I'm going to end the podcast. Thank you as always, everyone. Thank you for your support. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. I'm not going to play the outro because I need to get to bed now, but love you all and I will see you tomorrow. Ciao.